Spark a conversation, verbal elation, stimulation, education. This is Menage with the MaryJayneMaven. When we on the air, it's always a lituation. Might talk about some litigation, might talk about some immigration, might talk about some politics, but never talking nonsense. Yes, we on in the slide. Watch and listen, it's a vibe. Watch it while you getting high, or you can listen while you drive. Just don't forget to subscribe.
Roll up. Trying to get high.
Welcome to Menage with the MaryJayneMaven podcast with your host, the MaryJayneMaven. I am the producer, the hubby. Follow us on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Show us some love and click that subscribe button now. Don't forget to click the bell so you get notifications and click the like button on the videos.
And now, your host.
Today, I'm super excited to have two women that I'm speaking this relationship into existence. I was very lucky enough to stumble upon them thanks to the past guest that we had, Shamika from Can I Work? And, when I find something that I'm interested in, I'm like an Instagram stalker. I am the Google. I ask Auntie Google everything that I can to find out. And I was very impressed with what I found out about this company. So I am wanting to just burst at the seams and exuberantly announce tonight's guest co-host. And they are from Higher Ed Hemp Tours out of the big old state where everything is bigger and better, Texas. No, shout out to the Lone State. So I want to, how I always do, guys. I like to give you guys the floor. I want to give you the shine to introduce yourselves. So we're going to go ahead and we will start with Leah. How about you go first? And girl, work it out. Just shine, act like you are Beyonce or Sasha Fierce, and just take the stage.
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Cintia Morales. I know I put in there Higher Ed Hemp Tours, but I'm sure you'll work your magic and we'll find out my name somehow into it. But it's all right. I love that people can associate me with Hemp Tours. I'm an educator. That's my original background. I've been an ESL language with Spanish, Korean, Portuguese educator, and I've traveled around all over the world actually, teaching. Yeah, that's actually my number one, my first career. And then when I moved back to the States to get my master's, I moved to Austin. I met Leah, became best friends, and flash forward 10 years later, we decided to come up with Hemp Tours. And basically, we're at the point of our careers where I think, in my case too, I've done so much. I have always been a advocate of the plant. I started using it really more traveling rather than being in the States. I'm from Mexico originally, so marijuana, cannabis is just not allowed. It's just something that's very taboo, and so it was never even in my mind too, until I got to travel and I got to see it in a more spiritual way, cultural way, other than that stigma. And I feel like that really helped out. And so coming back to Austin, lo and behold, out of Texas, one of the most liberal places to be, it was amazing to see how other people were still using cannabis here, but it was people that were, they were educators and business and running, it was nothing at all like the stigma that I had as a Hispanic, as a Mexican, and that it's just been drilled in a lot of our lives.
What part of Mexico are you from?
Yeah, so from Reynosa, North Mexico in Tamaulipas. So not just across the border. We've been there at least. I was there until about 8 years old, and then my parents moved over to Texas, in McAllen, Texas. So that's where I grew up, went to elementary, junior high, and high school there. And then I was like, okay, there must be more than the valley. There must be
more
more.
than football, right? Must be more than
Yes.
football. Yeah.
Yeah, and so being bilingual and living in a bilingual life, I really was curious to see how that was in other places. So in college, I studied Portuguese. In high school, I studied French. So I was very into like learning languages, and that was just my what I liked. Yeah.
The ones at all. Everybody here in California were like, Spanish, please. Thank you. Yes. French was hard. I was gonna take it because I like the boy, and
always the best learners.
Yeah, like good Lord. But let's just say I didn't get past the first day. You know how you have like 3 days to change your elective and stuff. Yeah, I was like, put me in business math, and I don't like math, and I went into business math. That's so awesome. Portugal is one of my dream vacation.
Yes.
My oldest son is part Portuguese. He's like a Heinz 57. He's a few different things, but I mean the food just yeah. If Trump had become president again, I think I was going to try to escape there.
Like you already had your list.
I did. It was where they were going to take me, which coming from the United States, are like, we're not taking any of you guys. But thank you so much. I'm so happy to have you as a guest co-host. And of course, we have one other here. And take the floor. The mic is yours.
Yeah. That was amazing. Well, I'm Leah Lakstins, and I'm with Cintia. I'm the co-founder of Higher Ed Hemp Tours. I'm a native Kentuckian, so Kentucky has a very interesting and deep history with hemp and cannabis, and it was just sort of part of the lifestyle growing up. I never partook in it, but I always describe it to people like growing up, it was like alcohol, terrible, you'll die. Any other drug, you will die upon impact. Weed, just don't do it because it's illegal. So it was a very different upbringing than Cintia, where, cannabis was just like forbidden. For me, it was like a curiosity, because I'm like, well, that's weird. They're not really straight up against it. So really, really became interested in it. I went to Amsterdam when I was late bloomer, like 28, and tried it for the first time. Absolutely was in love. Came back to Austin.
Amsterdam the first time. Like, hello.
Oh man, just a really surreal experience. Actually had an edible that was way too much THC for me, but that was fine. Like I worked it out. Like
Europe trip.
Yeah, total. Yes. It was like Ashton Kutcher and what was that with the tiny car? Like,
oh my God.
Completely. So it's really interesting, but I just thought, wow, if this is so stigmatized and so wrong and yet amazing and mind-opening, then what else out there should I be questioning, essentially?
Right. And what else did you lie to me about?
Totally. Yeah. It was just like my parents were wrong, so a really interesting moment in my life. Moved to Austin, met Cintia. We just, were cannabis enthusiasts, and I had some really amazing conversations, about everything, and just hung out and enjoyed cannabis. And so I had spent 17 years mentoring small business owners, like helping them, which was great and everything. It was in construction, and I was just done with it, and she was done with it. And we're like, we're going to do something here. And it took us a little bit to get it exactly right. And of course, we're still on the journey, that startup life, but we're just like, man, living the dream every day. So it's been amazing.
It's so amazing as a woman when you find your counterpart, that you can chill with. And like you guys can go, what do you want to do tonight? Let's like freaking get Red Box, although I don't know who does that still. But let's, let's go and get an eighth. Let's freaking get some ice cream. Let's get some beer. You know what I'm saying? And just chill and have that.
2020 life. We're like, Leah, put on your VR glasses and meet us.
I love it.
Cynthia always has this really cute voice she does too, like you're at the party or you're wherever, it doesn't matter. And she's like, you want to smoke? And it's just like this perfect, like, and you're just like, yes, I do.
I do. Oh my God,
Yes.
I can't wait for us to meet and party together.
Yes.
It's so awesome.